I was going to open this video with something controversial, like saying, after Britain, Austria is one of the best gun-making countries in the world. But there is quite a few good gun makers out there who aren't in either of those countries, so that's an unfair thing to say. However, this is a Johann Fanzoj bolt-action 3006, and it is probably as perfect a bolt-action rifle as you'll find. Let's have a look. So this gun is actually a re-entry into the Holts June 2021 auction. It is lot 1152. The interesting thing about re-entries is they generally come down in price a little bit because that might be why they didn't sell. So this gun is now at £4,000 to £6,000 estimate, which represents insane value. Yeah, you could not even, let's just think about it. If you bought that for 4 plus your commission, you're at 5.5. There is no rifles out there at 5.5 that can touch this, that I can think of. And to be fair, it looks like fairly well unfired. Anyway, let's look over it, and I'll tell you why I think, well, I'll probably wax lyrical the whole time, why I think it's beautiful. The stock is finished with a Pachmayr pad. Well, it's not a Pachmayr, actually, it's a Johann Fanzoj of Austria pad, but it feels a little bit like a Pachmayr pad. It's a rubber pad with a bit of texture on the back. It says Johann Fanzoj Austria. You have a little black liner there. You have probably one of the most beautiful pieces of wood, like it's right up my street. This light makes it look a little bit more yellow than it is, but it's got that a bit of yellow, a bit of red, a bit of orange. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You don't get wood of this grade without a few flaws. So there's a few little bits of filler and inlaid wood here and there, but you have to be unbelievably particular to stare at those and care, to be honest. They're beautiful. The wood's so figured it gets lost. The grip, it's actually large enough for the human hand, which is nice. And where that front trigger, the actual trigger, is so far forward, it really is the same edge grip. If you look at it, it's quite a short radius, but because your fingers are brought up to the hilt there, it's very nice. You have a beautiful fluted blade at the front there. It's just nice, raised cheek piece. On the right-hand side, fitted with a sling swivel. Let's get into the meat of it. The gun is designed with a Celtic theme. And quite often, gun designs, when they're probably sitting there drawing this out, sort of designing how a gun's going to come together, there's usually something that falls out of line. There's nothing here that doesn't belong on this gun. Nothing was done too much, nothing was done too little. That's kind of why I like it. It's not overly embellished, it's perfectly embellished. You have a black pistol grip cap with a gold inlay, and the gold inlay is done with Celtic knotwork all the way around. That is attention to detail. That is beautiful. They could have got away with doing absolutely nothing there, but they didn't. The gun is a bolt-action magazine rifle. It is very simple Mauser-esque action with a twin set trigger. Okay, you can pull this front one, or you can pull the back one to set the front one to a lighter stage. The safety has a little catch on it that locks into place, which is quite pleasant. So you can press that down and actually swivel it around to lock it in. It's a nice touch. That is it mechanically, apart from you have a tang safety there, which is, to be honest, a nice feature as well, so you can double lock it. This one actually locks that bolt in place, and this one will just be your go-to after. So you could probably set this for super security if you're actually loading one or not. One of the nicer parts of this, by the way, is that you can top load easily. Before we get into the beautiful embellishments, you have a thumb cutout on the receiver, so that when you're, instead of loading your 3006s in there, pressing them down and then riding the bolt over the top, you can be much more classy and just put your thumb there. That's a gun that is designed by somebody who actually shoots, who's actually used a thing and gone, that'd be a nice feature, wouldn't it? The rest of the gun is covered in Celtic design. So if we start on the bottom, you have a boar and a deer, and the black, gold and silver ratios are stunning. I could wax lyrical about this gun many times. In fact, I think it's been in the last 100 guns at Holts, this 100 guns at Holts, and I finally convinced Sasha to do this video, even though there's no particularly catchy, well, there's a clickbaity title, it's TGS. Black bolt, butter knifed, very, very subtle. It's the only thing about this rifle that perhaps I like a little less is that it is not the sweetest thing on the hand to do a fast reload with, but you're probably not going to use this for culling fallow. You have Celtic knotwork across the rest of the gun, jewel extractor, full length, engraved rings, quick detachable scope. There's a little button press there. If we just push that like that, pulls in a little stop, the lever goes round and you can drop that scope off the gun. And at this point it becomes even more beautiful. It's a Swarovski 2.5 to 10 by 42, which is a very adequate scope. It's bloody good, to be fair. Celtic knotwork around the edges and all over the receiver, a little bit of gold. It is beautiful. You have open sights. That's the other thing that I love about this. It's a full length rib, but a quarter raised rib, open sights, and an octagonal barrel. What a wicked, unbelievably beautiful, almost entirely perfect hunting rifle. Being English, I do wish that they'd left a little bit more muzzle to screw cut here. But you can't have everything. You can't have everything. So it'd have to be a special occasion rifle for me if I was to buy it. However, if you don't live near a bunch of very sensitive people, you wouldn't have to do that. What a beautiful thing. What an absolutely beautiful thing. I'm going to stop talking and stare at it a bit longer. Guys, thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure to share this with you. It's I thought it would sell at the price it was before, but at 4 to 6 it's definitely going to sell. Hopefully to someone who's local and lets me come and shoot it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Goodbye. We'll see you next time.